Alright, so hello. What I want to do today is just give you a quick overview of how to use this template in Google Sheets that I've created for you to use to be able to send out email reminders. Specifically, this template is designed to be used to send out email reminders to parents of primary children about their upcoming assignments in primary, but it can be modified to suit your purposes. This video is just going to overview how to use the template. If you're more interested in modifying it to suit your own needs, you might want to check out my other video that goes into a little bit more detail about the nuts and bolts of how everything works. So basically what you need is a Google Sheet with the information. So in this case, there's the date that the email is to be sent, the email address of the parents, maybe the child's name, and then the theme for the week or what the child's assignment is. And then we have a template that you can also modify, and I'll show you how to do that here in a minute, where these placeholders in curly brackets, so the name in the template will be replaced by the name that it pulls out of the sheet, as well as the information, other information that you want. There's a Google app script that was written to use the mail app send email function to send out this template once it's been filled out, and the script is also where the information gets pulled from the sheet into the template. And then with that script, you can then send those emails. And I also mentioned here that you can send emails to text, which is just basically being able to use the cell phone provider's email to text function and just emailing that to there. And in order for us to not have to go in every time to manually run the script, we take advantage of triggers, and this will be a time trigger so that every week on a given day it'll run the script, check which date is today, and then send the information that's associated with that date. So we'll just go through this now quickly. So what you're going to do first is click on the link below. You'll be brought to something similar like this, where it's asking you, do you want to make a copy of this document in your own drive? So you're going to click on make a copy. So now you'll have within your own drive, Google Drive, you'll have to sign in as well to be able to do this, a copy of Primary Email Reminders 2018. And this is what you'll see. So we have several columns here that have been identified: date to send, the parent's email address, the child's name, the Sunday date, so that's the actual day of the assignment, and we'll see that's some of the information that gets pulled into the template, the assignment type, the theme for that week, and then this column just indicates it'll say email sent when the email is sent. So in order to set this up for you to work, for it to work for you, we're going to go over to this template, and the first thing that you're going to want to do is check out the email that's being sent, and this can be modified. So this one just says, hello, this is a reminder that this Sunday, and then it'll pull in Sunday date, which is over here, the date that's in here. The child's name, again, pulling it out from the previous spreadsheet, has a, and then it'll insert the assignment in primary. This week's theme is, and then it'll insert the theme for the week, thank you, the primary presidency. So if you want to modify this, you just double click on this cell and you can change it as you wish. If you want to change what the variables are that you're going to be switching out, you might want to check out the other video, which goes into a little bit more detail of how to do that. And when we look at the script, I'll just go through that briefly as well. Here in the assignments, so we'll just go through all of these quickly. In the assignments, we have prayer, scripture, talk. If we come over here, you'll see in the assignment column that if you click on the downward triangle, you can quickly select which type of assignment is had. And you can easily edit here if you wanted to add some other types of assignments, whatever they might be. So as you edit it here, when we come back, it should pop up joke, story, whatever you want to modify it to. The next thing that we have is the child's name and the parent's email address. So you'll have to fill this in with the information that you have. So as you populate the children's name here, similar to the assignments, when you go to the child's name here, you'll be able to select those names. And again, if you keep it within the colored area here, it should automatically populate in this list here. So we have Joey Bob. The other thing that you want to do is associate each child's name with emails. And so it'll take you a little bit of time to type them in here, but what's the advantage of being able to put them in this list here in the template sheet is that they will automatically be pulled up in this list and here. So Joey Bob doesn't have one because we put him all the way down here. Joey Bob. So the email addresses will populate automatically. So if we pick Josie here, the email address should show up automatically. So that'll save you a lot of time from having to type all those in if you just do it once. The other thing is if there's multiple emails, in order for the send email to work properly, what you need to do is just separate them by a comma. So if you have a second email address or even a third, you can type those in there, and again, that'll all carry over, and it should work. When you come in here, you'll see that all of those email addresses populate here. Okay. The last thing is over here. So the themes for each week, this comes from the 2018 Sharing Time Manual for Primary for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And the reason that it's here like this, some of these, again, I just pulled them out from the manual. I put the General Conference was here. Some of these, though, depending on how things run, you might want to move some of these around. I think there might be a fifth Sunday one of the weeks. So you can just double check that and compare it and modify it here. But the neat thing is that when you go back to the schedule, whenever you're going to put the Sunday date here, so if you put, what's the first Sunday in September? I think I just started from September. So September 2nd, or 2nd, 2018, automatically the theme will pop up here. Okay, and so all of these are needed, all this information is needed to be able to fill in the template. So you have the parent's email, which is needed to send, the child's name, the date that they'll be having their assignment, what their assignment is, and the theme for that week, if that's how you choose to do it. So these ones, it's okay that it says that it's not available because the formula needs the value here, and it's the same thing for here. These, whenever you fill in the child's name, this will automatically be populated, and then as you fill out these dates, as you fill out these dates, this will automatically be filled in. So that should save you quite a bit of time. So if you have multiple assignments for the same day, you can just copy that, paste that there, and that'll automatically all be filled in. Instead of, just another trick, instead of having to figure out what the next Sunday might be, you can simply click equals the previous cell, September 2nd, and add 7. So +7, and that'll automatically populate it. You can also, let's say you have 3 assignments every week, you have a talk, a scripture, and a prayer. What you can do is go to this first cell, do +7, and then because it knows that it's adding 7 to 3 cells behind, you can just drag it down, and then you'll have 3 for each date for the upcoming Sundays. The only thing to note is that if this date gets changed, so let's say we change this to the 3rd instead accidentally, then all of the other dates that require this information for the formulas to be propagated also change. So to avoid that, what you can do is just copy and then paste special, do values only, and now these are actual dates instead of being formulas. The last thing you need to do is, so these will be the Sunday dates, the last thing you need to do is decide which day you want to send the email. And so typically, since it's a Sunday assignment, they would have gotten the assignment maybe a week or two before, so we'd want to remind them maybe Wednesday or Thursday. So maybe we'll say Thursday on August 30th. We'll send a reminder. And so here again, we'll do the same thing that we did here because there's the 3. We're going to copy that, paste it in there, equals this, +7, and drag it down to here, and we'll copy all of it and paste the values only. Now, if ever these values give you something crazy like an 8-digit number, all you have to do is go to Format, Numbers, and then select it as a date, and it'll change back. So if we just change it to a number, the sheets can interpret what this means as a date, but it's a little difficult for us. So you would just change it back to the date and everything's fine. So this is everything you need. Once you fill out this template and you have it with the appropriate dates, the children's name, then the email will come automatically. When you put the date of that Sunday, the theme will come in automatically, and then the type of assignment can be selected out. All the information is here now for it to send the emails automatically. And what you need to do, though, is look at the script and maybe edit some things there. So we'll go to Tools, Script Editor, and this should open up a new window with the script. So the purpose of this script is to take the information from your sheet, plug it into your template, and then send this template on the day you've selected to the email address here. So we'll just run through quickly things that you might want to change or do. So if you're just going to use it as is, again, the only things that you need to come and change are the email address down here. So just quickly, basically this first part, all of this, the purpose of all of this up to line 43 is to replace in the template the placeholders with the curly brackets with the value from the spreadsheet. So in your template, Sunday date is going to be replaced with the value in the spreadsheet, child's name with the child's name in the spreadsheet, the assignment type with the assignment in the template, and the theme as well. So in order to test this out yourself, what we're going to do is remove these two brackets where it says logger in line 47. We're going to change the date here to today's date. And then we're going to run the script. It's going to ask you to give authorization. So basically this is just giving permission to the script to have access to your Gmail account and to the Google Sheets. It will give you a warning that it's a dangerous thing to do, because if you just got this script from somewhere you don't know, you might not know what the script is doing. And if you don't feel comfortable doing it, that's fine, but you won't be able to use the script. So it's not a verified app, you go to advanced. Again, it warns you that it's unsafe and not a good idea, and that it may pose threats to your personal data. But we'll go to the untitled project, and then it says that it wants access to be able to view your spreadsheets and send email as you. And so we'll click allow. And once that's verified, we'll click the little play button here again, which will run the script. So it says that it's running. There's no error or anything displayed, and it looks like it didn't do anything, but what we were asking it to do was to just replace the values here. So John on September 2nd has a scripture, and Jesus Christ taught us how to serve others. So if we go back to the script and go to view logs, it tells us this is a reminder that this Sunday, September 2nd, John has a scripture in primary. This week's theme is Jesus Christ taught us how to serve others. Thank you, the primary presidency. So that tells us that it actually worked, that it replaced the values that it was supposed to. And now maybe what we'll do is we'll switch out. We'll change it so that it'll send me the email. And we'll turn off the logger. So that's just to check on line 47 that the template is working how it should. And then you're going to put 2 backslashes in front of that on line 47 again, and then come down to line 50 where it says mail app, and erase those 2 backslashes. So now what it's going to do is send the email to the email address on the line. The subject of the email, if ever you wanted to change that, is up here on line 28 where it says var subject equals. Whatever's in between these quotation marks will be the subject of your email. So just as you put a subject for any email, you can change this so that it says something to suit your needs. So now when we run it, it will again replace the values in the template and then send an email to the email address, which is in this column on the line for today. So let's see if we can get that to work. Go back to emails here and run the script. And it looks like it worked. The other thing that we're already taken care of, so here, check it out. So we got an email with the subject primary assignment reminder. It says, this is a reminder that this Sunday, September 2nd, Michelle has a scripture in primary. This week's theme is, thank you. So that worked. The 2 other things that are optional to you is that if you want this column to be filled in, just so you know that the email was sent, what you can do is come to line 53 and remove the 2 backslashes. So these slashes just make it so that it's commenting the script, and when they're there, those lines are ignored when the code is run, when the script is run. So if you take those off and we run it again, now when we go back, email sent has appeared in this line, and it sent me another email. So the last thing that I find useful is if you come down here, it says email yourself to let you know what email was sent. So in order for that to work, you need to activate these 3 lines, 57, 58, and 59, by removing backslashes. And you're going to put your email address in here. And so basically what this is doing is, on top of emailing the people, the parents in the spreadsheet, it will also send you an email saying whatever title you want the subject to be. Here I put read this, sent assignments, and then it'll send you a copy of the email that was sent to the parents, just as a reminder for you of who the upcoming assignments are. Maybe you need to double check with them, or maybe somebody needs a little extra help. That gives you a heads up as well on Thursday, or whoever you want the email to be sent to. So in between brackets here, this should be your email. That you fill in here. Okay, so now that it's like this, everything's set up, we checked it out, it works by sending an email to ourselves. What we want to do is not have to come in every time and click this run button for it to work. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up a trigger. So a trigger is just something that happens that triggers the running of the script. So if we go to edit, go down to all your triggers, we see that there's no triggers, or that there, oops. So there might be a trigger assigned when you open it, and there might not be. If there isn't, it says no triggers set up. Click here to add one now. So there shouldn't be a trigger set up when you open yours, but I tested it before, so there was one set up. So I just want to show you what it would look like. You just click on this link. Send assignment is the name of this script, so that's what we want to use, and you only have that option here. There's different ways of doing it. You can either do it from the spreadsheet, so every time you open the spreadsheet and so on, but that's not what we want to do. We want it to be time driven, and we want it to be on a weekly basis. So on a weekly basis, I think we would put this as Thursdays. So whatever day this is going to be, you don't need to send it or to have the script run daily. Because we know every date to send is going to be a Thursday, we can just say every Thursday, run this script between 4 and 5, so that after supper when they check their email, they have it. And then you save this. And so now you can just close everything out. I would probably, before you things going, maybe test it out for yourself. Do it that day. Set up the trigger so that it would be today between 5 and 6. Put your email address. Set it up so it's your name, your email address here, and then select your name here as I did in the example. And then wait for the email. And then you can go back in and set this up so that you can potentially set this up for the next 4 months for this quarter, and be able to have those emails sent automatically. And hopefully that saves you some time and some effort. The other thing that I also do that kind of helps me out is that once all of this is filled in, and let's say this goes till, I don't know, I only fill it out till October. So what I would do is I would actually keep myself on the list, and then instead of having this here, I would just write on the same day that the last email would be sent out, just a message reminder. So that'll send me an email to say, you know what, it's time to come back in the spreadsheet. Maybe you do that a week before you filled out the last one, so that you get an automatic reminder about that as well. So I hope that this is useful to you. It was just really a quick run through of it. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. And if you want to know more about the details about how to modify the template and the script, and you want to get into that kind of stuff, you can check out the other video. And in the other video as well, there's some links to the videos and the information that I used on how to pull this all together. There's lots of improvements I'm sure that can be made on this, but hopefully you find it useful and that it saves you some time. Well, I hope that some or all of this has been useful to you in some way, and I'm currently working on a 2019 primary sharing time template, as well as an add-on that will be available for a small fee. If you're interested in being notified when the new template and add-on are available, click on the link below and fill out the form, and I'll be sure to email you to let you know. Also, feel free to make any suggestions or ask any questions in the comments below. Thanks.